It's a great day and a great moment, and it's very difficult to describe my feelings in words at this particular moment. I know that the first science and technology innovation policy was thought of and launched in 1958. The second one took 25 years to come in 1983. The third one another 20 years in 2003. The fourth one another 10 years in 2013. And this 2020 Science and Technology Innovation Policy is coming after 7 years. The 7 years have seen a very distinct change in the science and technology scenario of the country. And it is not only the science and technology scenario, but the overall scenario has seen a sea change in all fields, because this country was blessed with a very dynamic and a visionary leader like Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. It would be difficult to describe the ability, the enthusiasm and the vision and the energy with which Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has been serving the millions of this country for the last 7 years with thorough commitment, dedication, sincerity, honesty, and whatever good you can think about him. His only mission is to develop and deliver a new India. Now he is calling it an Atmanirbhar Bharat, and ultimately he wants India to become a Vishwa Guru Bharat. For me, it was the greatest blessing of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the month of November 2014, when he asked me, directed me to look after the Science and Technology Ministry of the country. All my life I had worked in the field of health in various capacities, as a medical student, as a medical association activist, as a health minister in Delhi, and prior to November 2014, for about 6 months as a union health minister, and also for a couple of years as an advisor to the World Health Organization. Health had always been my life, my passion, my soul, and I used to live health, I used to like health, I used to dream about health. But the greatest thing that I always feel that has happened to me was on 9th of November 2014, when I got this new portfolio of Science and Technology Ministry. And I find and feel very strongly that this was a great privilege, that I enjoyed working with scientists all across the country in all fields. And it was particularly privileged to have enjoyed the blessings of the Prime Minister, who has so much of confidence in the ability of science and the scientific community to turn around everything. He feels that if the country's people are still suffering from so many issues, so many problems, so many sufferings of various nature in various fields, science has the ability to alleviate their sufferings. I also did not believe it till the time I actually visited science professionals, scientific laboratories, and people working with utmost sincerity and dedication in all fields of science. The journey of the last 6 years in the various science laboratories has been moments of joy and great satisfaction for me, which I really can't describe. And today, when I am at this function where we are trying to work out a strategy where we involve everyone in this country from every nook and corner, poor or rich, academician or an industrialist, people from all strata of life, everybody, we want to make this new science and technology policy thoroughly inclusive, and as was described by Dr. Akhilesh Gupta, I do not want to repeat any of those things. But when you have a visionary leader like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, people who are watching and who have seen the slides just now which depicted in brief what the Department of Science and Technology has been able to achieve, what the biotechnology people have been able to achieve, what the earth sciences and CSIR has been able to achieve, not to talk of people in DRDO and in ISRO and other departments where science is happening in a big way, but since they don't directly fall in under the domain of my ministry, so they have not talked about it here. I can tell everyone who is watching this program that whatever has been shown by Dr. Ashutosh Sharma, it is just about the tip of the iceberg, and it's really very difficult to describe the great achievements. When we talk of these achievements, I can say with utmost confidence that whatever Indian scientists are doing in India, we are inferior in no sense to anyone performing the best in the whole world, and in number of fields we are probably performing much better than the rest of the world. Today, if I have to talk about only a couple of statistics, we are third in the whole world in terms of our publications in science journals, third in number of PhDs, third in the whole world in nanotechnology, third in the size of higher education, third in the number of startups that we have in this country, over 32,000, third in the number of unicorns, and our global innovation index, we need to go further up. It's from 81st we have come to 52nd position. Ease of doing business, we have come down from 142 to 63, and in last 6 years itself, participation of women in science has doubled, and India's RD personnel, research and development personnel, that's about 3.42 lakhs, almost 40% higher than in the last 6 years. From 2014 we are ranked 12th in science and research output. And when I talk of other places, CSIR, it is ranked first in the Nature ranking index today based on the total research output by its institutions in 2018-19, and following it is another Indian institution, that's the Indian Institute of Science. Our Jawaharlal Nehru Institute, our Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Autonomous under our DST, Department of Science and Technology, is ranked 7th amongst the top 10 institutions. I know that in a list of over 1200 institutions in the whole world, which are supported by government money, which are public institutions, CSIR has always been in the first 15 or 20 or so. I think these are all extraordinary achievements. When we talk of early tsunami warnings in a country under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a country which was caught unaware in 2004 because of a devastating tsunami killing millions of people or making them homeless. Today we are ranked number 1 in the whole world. Our weather forecasting systems are almost ranked 4th in the world, where we have right now a 9 petaflop facility, which in the immediate future, 1 or 2 years, we want to take it up to 40 petaflops. So many achievements. You talk of any parameter, I have a huge list. Maybe during the course of the program we talk about them. I think science and our scientists have done remarkably well, and I have seen in recent COVID times also. It was not only my COVID warriors like doctors and nurses and the health staff in the hospitals or the sanitation and the security staff working there. It was the backing of the scientists in various fields, whether it was biotechnologists or the ICMR scientists isolating the virus, doing the genome sequencing of the virus. I think they did it for more than 1,000 viruses, developing the new vaccines, developing the new kits, developing the new ELISA test, developing a new ventilator in the science laboratory. So many things have happened. I have to thank the scientific community, and I would use this particular occasion to also, because nothing could have given me the pleasure than this knowledge and information that the MyGov portal, which is probably one of the most respected portal in the country, or maybe if I say in the world, it may not be an exaggeration, a brainchild of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. And when we see that the science and technology campaign page is going to be there, we are going to have a special popularization science quiz there for children. I have to only thank Shri Abhishek Singh ji in no uncertain terms. I think thank you so much for helping us in strengthening this participation movement from the people of India. I would like to use this occasion to appeal to every scientist, every researcher, every right-thinking man all across the spectrum. This science and technology innovation policy is not only about the scientific community, it is about the people of India. And what our Prime Minister has been repeatedly emphasizing to the scientific community is, please remember your scientific social responsibility. It's not only about doing research and producing something which glorifies our paper, our CV, but it is about diagnosing what the problems of the country are, diagnosing what the sufferings of the people of India are, and then trying to solve those problems through science. Discover things at the grassroots level, indigenous things, how we can ensure that the R&D products and our indigenous thinking, we can blend everything together. I am sure that once we are able to ensure that there is a good quality participation of people for guiding us about this science and technology, innovation policy, the policy that will be delivered after all this comprehensive, all inclusive approach, it's going to make things change radically for the country. And we are running against time. In 2017, at a function where I was also present, Prime Minister of India said, imagine we are in 1942 and 5 years from then we achieved independence. And in 2017 at a function, he said 2022 will be the year when we shall complete 75 years of our independence. And very categorically he said, I have nurtured a dream. I want to deliver a new India to every Indian. And he wants an India where every tear is wiped. Every face has a restored smile. Every child has enough of health, education, nutrition, all these concerns addressed properly. Every woman and every old man, every senior, his interests are looked after. And the country lives with a dream of delivering a new India. I am sure after having worked in science and technology for last 6 years continuously and having watched everything very meticulously without any prejudice, I can say with conviction that if there is one department which has the real potential to help our Prime Minister in delivering this new India of his dreams, it is the Science and Technology Department. And the scientists have a new responsibility. And our countrymen, if you can advise the scientific community for helping us in devising a very good science and technology policy, I can promise you on behalf of the scientific community of India that we shall work day in and day out with all the wisdom at our command, with all the sincerity at our command, and ensure that your ideas are nurtured properly, they are taken care of properly. We convert your ideas into very definite programs, and like what we have learned from our Prime Minister, we will convert those ideas into visionary programs. And then we start implementing those visionary programs. And not only we will implement them, we will very meticulously monitor their implementation and ultimately bring back to India your suggestions and your ideas converted into fruits of research which will help you better your lives. And this is a moment where the students, the young researchers, the scientists, the young startups, the young entrepreneurs, they all, along with the academic people and the guidance and support of the industry, these all they have to work together. They have to put their heart and soul into this pious movement. And when we enjoy a new India in 2022, or when, as per the dream of our Prime Minister, in 2030 he wants India to be amongst the top 2-3 scientific nations of the whole world in all respects. I am sure at that time all of us will live and enjoy, and we will all have the satisfaction that we have all been participants and contributors in this new happy India, which has the potential to once again show the best possible path for the whole world to follow. So I think I will stop with this. Once again, congratulate all my colleagues in Science and Technology Ministry, all my scientific friends all over the country, and once again thank MyGov, and of course our dear Prime Minister, whose blessings we have always enjoyed, and we work with so much of enthusiasm because we see him working like that all the time. Thank you.